Hello, my friends. It's me, Karen Valentine, and we are going to do the hair today on this Cannonball Flower Girl from the book Mysteria by Anastasia Koldereva. And we're going to do it in Polychromos. So if you've been following my channel for a while, you know that I am a Prismacolor girl. However, the Polychromos have rapidly taken over as number 2 of my favorite pencils. So I found this awesome color combination. I've done it on another one of my pages, which I don't have to show you. But anyway, it makes a really, really pretty blonde hair. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to use cream, walnut brown, Dyke brown, and Bistre. And that is that. So let's just get started. Zoom in a little bit. Hopefully I can not worry about staying in frame too much. All right, and away we go. So we're going to start with the Polychromos cream. And really, we're doing it just exactly the way we would have done any other hair. It's just a little bit different in the colors that we're going to use. So, oh man, it would be so much easier in my editing if I... Well, let's just start for now. Now we're going to use Bistre. Let's do one little section, and then I can think about whether or not I want to move on. I have a feeling this Bistre color is going to be a very much used pencil out of my set of polys. It's a nice color for brown. Okay, then we're going to use Dyke brown. And I'm going to just occasionally pull one of these, probably this one, just right through the highlight, just to break that highlight up a little bit. I'm going to wait and do, well, let me just show you. Let's just see what it looks like right now, and then I'll probably switch to one color at a time for a little bit. And then I'm only going to use this the walnut brown in the kind of the very depths of the hair. All right, let's go back to cream and go ahead and kind of put it on this whole side of her head. And let's do some here. I think that's enough. Okay. Bistre is next. So really when I do hair, it doesn't matter what color pencils I'm using. The lightest color goes on the highlight. Your second lightest color gets feathered into that highlight. And depending on how many colors you want to use, then your, next darker color will go into some of the darker areas, and then the darkest color always goes into the deepest depths of the hair, because you really want to, you need that darker color to make the hair look more three-dimensional. So I see an area that needs to be skin color. That always seems to happen. And now that I'm thinking about it, I wanted to talk to you about the skin, because I did go back in and add some things to her skin. So I do want to talk about what I did. Because I felt like it was missing something and I couldn't quite figure out what it was, so I kind of played around with a few things. They weren't drastic changes, just minor changes. And I think I added the fingernails. So when we finish doing this side of her head, I will try and remember to go over that, because I intended on doing that before we started with the hair, but I forgot. It's pretty already, isn't it? That color really, those two colors were really nice for blonde hair. I just did that a little bit darker so that I would, I guess, remember that that is a spot where we need to go darker anyway, so when we bring the other color in. There's some more. You can see kind of anywhere where it turns into a V is always a spot where you're going to put a darker color. I'm sure a lot of you guys already know that, though. My third book that I have on order is still not here. It's been in the country for like 12 days now in Chicago. It came into Chicago. I should say it left Chicago 12 days ago. And it's still not here, which is so very, very frustrating. Let's come down here, and we need to get a little bit more blonde down here. Blonde, yellow, cream. A little bit more cream down here where the light would be peeking through. It's probably enough. And then back to the Bistre. I will say about these polys that everybody always says you don't have to sharpen them as often as Prismas. And it's funny how everyone's experiences are different. But it's that way with everything in life, isn't it? But I find that I actually feel the need to sharpen these more often than I do my Prismas. And I don't know if it's because they're a slightly harder pencil. The color doesn't lay down as easily unless they're sharp. Yeah, I don't know why that is. It's just my experience with them. It doesn't bother me. I actually, oddly enough, think that they feel a lot like Prismas. Everybody also says that they don't feel anything like Prismacolors. And it's funny because for me, they feel more like my Prismas than, say, the Luminance or the Color Softs do, which I think is kind of funny. And I don't know how to explain it other than they grip the paper similar to what a Prismacolor does. I don't know. But I'm so happy I got them because they work with Prismas so beautifully. I use them in the same blend all the time, and it turns out just great. Okay, I think we're going to let the hair get wispy now. So I'm not going to fill this in. I'm going to just leave it like that. And see how that works. Okay, so that is the Bistre, and now we're going to use the Van Dyke Brown. Anastasia draws such beautiful hair that it's really easy to achieve a really pretty look when you're working on her pages, because it's already so nicely drawn. Just bring a few stray ones of this color up here. Not too much though. Maybe we'll go back and do some more Bistre up there. I think I want to put a little bit more Bistre right in here. Let's throw some walnut brown in the very corners. I think you know what I mean by corners. Those little points. They're not really corners, but I might even come in when we're finished and put some black in those corners, those points. I don't know why I keep calling it a corner. I'm wondering if I'll be happy just with this walnut for the shadows. Again, I think I might wind up bringing the black in, so, but we're still going to use this first. Alrighty. Did I get it all? That's got to be skin. I think that's good. What color do we want to do her eyebrows in? Let's try the Bistre first. And then we'll come in with a darker color. And then Dyke brown. I don't mind when blondes have darker eyebrows than their hair. Sometimes I think it looks really nice that way, so. I kind of want to see them a little bit darker even, so walnut brown. But this I'm only kind of putting on the bottom edge. That's good. Okay, let me go get my my skin colors that I need to do to fix that little spot right there, and show you what I did after the cameras went off, after the camera went off at the end of the other video. So I'll be right back. Okay, so this has to get filled in, and it really doesn't have to get filled in like the way I would do it if I was actually doing skin. So I'm just going to kind of pick some colors that I think will work in there. This is Nectar. I mean, I could probably leave it just like that if I wanted to. Yeah, I really probably could. I think that's going to be fine. So all I did for the skin is I took a little bit of mineral orange and I added just a touch of that to her cheek, a little bit under her chin, and I think a little bit up here in her forehead. And then I added some peach to her eyelids. Peach. And that was just basically the outer and inner edges of her eyelids. So we added the peach. And I think I added a little bit of it, I did, right under her hairline. And for her fingernails, I used Nectar and Tuscan Red, which I don't have handy, but I did use those. And let's see what else. Oh, and I added some Espresso, which I probably also don't have right in front of me, but I added some Espresso right on top of her, of the black on her eyelids. So that is pretty much it as far as what I did after the camera got turned off. So I like just what that tiny little bit of mineral orange did on her skin. And again, you know, I'm sure I could just keep going and tweak and tweak and tweak till the cows come home. If I just wanted to take the time to do it, but I think she's pretty good now as she is. So that is all I did on the skin. So now, okay, we filled that in. I don't think there's any other missing areas. So let me see what happens. I'm not even sure that it's necessary to use a blender on this hair. It does, although it does add some depth. So I guess I'm going to do that because I like it as I am going here. It kind of rich and makes the color a little bit more rich. But probably not super necessary if you don't have one of these blenders, because I haven't found any blender that does the job that this Caran d'Ache blender does, as good of a job as these Caran d'Ache blenders. They just warm everything up and they enrich the color rather than dulling it, and they glide like butter. So okay, that is one half of her head. I love this color combo for blonde hair. This is probably going to be, this will replace all my other Prismacolor blonde hair combos, I think, because I really, really, really like it. And you can change the color by adding, you know, you can make it lighter by adding more cream. You can make it darker by adding less cream and more of the browns. It kind of all depends on, you know, how much of each color you lay down. So I am curious to see what would happen if I add a little bit more black, or a little bit of black. So I'm going to be really tiny to start, really just not go crazy, because I don't want to make it. Yeah, you know, black, even on black hair, I like what black looks like. I feel like, I think I've said this before. You guys probably are used to me repeating myself, but you know, I never know who's watched what video. So I feel like the best pictures are the ones that have the greatest contrast of lights and darks. When all the colors are too similar in their depth, the picture can look flat. But when you throw in a good range of lights and darks, those are the pictures that to my eye are the most attractive. And look how adding that black really helped to make that branch kind of stick up even more than it did with the brown. I like. I think there's going to be some here too. Are you in frame? Barely. I think there's going to be some shadow here. I like what it looks like better though when it's mixed with the brown. So this is walnut brown. That helped make it look better. I hope I'm putting these shadows all in the right place. Okay, I think that looks pretty good. That branch looks like it's just popping right off of her hair, so yay. Okay, let's do the other side. Trying to get this in a position so that I can work and you can see. So let's try that. So this is the cream. And hopefully you can see it on screen. I always wonder how well these light colors show up. Okay, so I just kind of went across her head here. Yeah, it looks like you can barely see it, but you'll see it better when we add the next color. And then I'm going to do the same thing across here. And I can't tell if that's like an open, you know, like if that should be background right there or not. I think I'm going to treat it as it's all solid hair and only let these single little strands be free. And down here, we do a little bit. I think we're going to go with that. Okay, so now Bistre. I kind of feel like as I'm doing this and I'm looking at her, there's not enough black in her, and I don't know where we're going to add it. Maybe it needs to come in behind her eyes. Maybe I need to darken her eyelashes. I'm not sure yet. Sometimes when I'm working, everything looks fine, and then as I keep adding things, I start noticing areas that need some improvement. So she doesn't have enough depth in her face yet. So again, I might have to make some changes. I think it's her eyes are just not dark enough. There's something about what's happening with her eyes that I feel like. And it could just be because they're half, they're half closed, and I'm used to being able to do big full open eyes. I don't know. Okay. That one is probably going to get dark put into it. Trying not to cover up this light strand that's going across. can tell I'm using the side of my pencil by the shape of the lead. It's all, it's got a really sharp point right on the very, very tip. I think I want that one to be quite light as well. Okay, now the question is, do I fill this in? And I think my answer is yes. I'm going to fill that in like it's solid hair rather than little strands, which may be what it was supposed to be. I don't know, but we'll leave all of the other ones like they're single strands. I think this is going to be solid. All right, I'm going to put blonde or cream right there. And a little bit of that cream right there. Okay, now that's a lot of white, but I kind of like how bright it is. So I don't want to cover up too much of it with this. I think that's good. Alrighty. Van Dyke brown. Well, I can definitely see a difference in after blending and before blending. Even though I haven't added all the colors yet, I bet you it gets much more vibrant, And we'll be able to see it happen as we blend. I know some colorists really don't like to blend. I'm not sure why. I just think it's such a great tool, and why would you work so much harder if you don't have to? But that's just me. Everybody has to do their own style and their own technique. We're having a conversation with some other colorists about paper and different techniques, and how so for some colorists the paper in these books is way too smooth, and for me it's one of my most favorite books, and I love the results that I get in these books with the smooth paper. It all comes down to, well, not only preference, but also I think the technique that each colorist uses that achieves different results. I've been doing a color along with Monia Mitchell Gates. She's got a new line of Viking women. And I think she's going to be doing some men too. But she's doing a color along on her YouTube channel on one of the Viking women. And she uses toned gray paper. And every time I think, all right, well, I'm going to follow a tutorial and I'm going to use the paper that they use, because after all, you're trying to learn new techniques. So you should, you know, do what they do. Oh my gosh. It was such a disaster. And I've tried so many times. I know I've mentioned this before. I've tried so many times using that paper, and it turns out so ugly every time. And the problem is that if you don't use that paper, the techniques that she is showing you are possibly, or I would even venture to say probably, not going to work, because because her technique is so many layers, layer upon layer upon layer upon layer of color. And if your paper is not toothy enough, it will not take all those layers. And so when I finally gave up after trying to follow along and do her technique, I reprinted the picture on my own paper, my own smoother cardstock, and used my own technique with my own colors, while using her finished picture as my inspiration, so I could try and achieve the same look, since I was following along with her tutorial. But I had to do it in my own way with my own technique, because hers just did not work for me. So again, just because you try and do something and you don't achieve success, I would say it's not you. It's just different techniques, and it work best with different papers. And don't take it personally. Just alter either your technique or the paper, and you probably get better results. And I can only hope that I stayed in frame for at least most of that. Okay, so that was, I think, the Van Dyke Brown. See, I just shouldn't talk while I'm working. I get distracted and I don't think about what I'm doing. And now we're going to use the Walnut Brown. I like the darker color coming around at the circle. Okay, let's see what happens when I use the blender. Oh yeah. Always go in the direction of the hair. Okay, so this blender works on Polychromos too, definitely. Intensifies the color. Look at that. I hope you guys can see the difference. I think you can. Oof. want to take my Bistre and just put some of that on top of that bright cream. Just kind of feathering it in. It still stands out, but you don't, it's not just straight yellowy looking. Okay, let's do some black. I'm gonna maybe do a little bit right there. And then okay, I'm not sure what I'm going to do for the background yet. I may have to go back over again and fix these hairs. I'm not sure. But I don't I don't necessarily want to put them in yet because I think they'll just get covered up by the whatever I do for the background. So, and I don't feel like I used a sharp enough pencil there. They look too thick. I like them better left alone, I think. Okay, so what do I want to do about her eyes? I don't know. I'm going to try some chocolate. Just never done an eye where it's been, you know, half shut and covered up with eyelashes, so it feels something just doesn't, it's not giving me the look I want, and I don't know exactly what to do to achieve it. I'm going to take my itty bitty Prisma black. I don't have a extender with me. I still think she needs highlights in there, but to me that pupil is just not dark enough. So I hope I don't screw it up. I know you probably can't see what I'm doing because the pencil's too small. I know I put Espresso on her eyelid, but now I feel like I want it darker. So I'm going back in with some black again. That's better. I'm debating on whether to use a fine line marker to do her eyelashes or not. I'm not sure. I'm going to add a little bit of black to her eyebrows. Feels like this one needs, I know there's supposed to be hair over the top, but it looked like it finished funny. You know, now I'm just kind of tweaking, guys, so bear with me. I'm not sure. I guess that looks okay. I also kind of wonder if maybe her eyebrows are not thick enough. This just looks so thin. Okay, I'm gonna leave it. Now, what do I want to do for, I'm debating on adding some more dark underneath her. And this is kind of going to be like, kind of like makeup. It's going to be your taste. So if you don't like your girl to have dark makeup, don't put it on her. Okay, I feel like that's better. I'm going to zoom out a little bit. I'm just going to kind of be fiddling with my black now. Okay, what have I got going on here? What did I do? This looks funny. I don't know what to do about this. Now is when I wish I had an original copy of the drawing. I'm gonna zoom in. Okay, so you can see the artist put her little, whoops. You can see the artist put her little shading lines here. So that tells me that this is, you know, her shoulder. But should there be a line right there? Like, here's the top of the shoulder, boom. And it ends and goes into her neck like that. And then this is hair coming down. But I don't see a line there like it's the end of her But if it's not, then that means that her shoulder comes up and then goes up here, and I don't think that would be the case. So, now I'm going to try and, so I'm going to take my pencil and if that was hair, does that look right? And that looks okay to me. So, but then would it kind of go, I don't know. Would it go up a little bit instead of just straight? Would it maybe do that? Yes, it would maybe do that. So, I'm looking for my chestnut. Rosy beige might work. Here's chestnut. So where I erased, I'm gonna fix that. Now I'm gonna erase right there. That's going to become hair. So we'll use Van Dyke brown. It's the dark hair, so I don't think we need to bother putting the Bistre in. That looks better. And I honestly don't know if that was an artist. I hate to call it a mistake, but I don't know if that was me that I messed up or not. So it doesn't really matter, but that looks better. Yep, that looks better. Okay, zoom out. So now you can see. So that just makes so much more sense to me than the way I had it before. And I'm going to take my black. I put some just right there. Right under there too. That's better. Okay. Is that it? Are we done? What do I think about the eyes? The way I did the eyes, I left a little bit of a highlight on the iris down below. And part of me likes it. And part of me wonders if that was the right thing to do. I'm not sure. I also think I want her, that little pink area right there to be a little bit more pronounced. Maybe we'll use henna. It might be too dark. And then part of me wonders if I need to put a little bit of like Posca to make them look a little bit more moist. I don't know, we'll see. What do I want to do under her nose? I think I'm going to add more black. Do I? Am I? I'm going to add a little bit more black to her nostril. Okay. Love that blonde. Love that color. It's just really pretty. So I think we're done for the blonde hair. I'm gonna pull out some Cannonball flower inspiration pictures for the next part of this, and I'm wondering, I might even print a photo. I might even print one, so I actually physically have a printed version that we can use as our inspiration. I think that'll help and work better than having it be on the iPad. So, all right, my friends, I think I'm now happy. I think just that little extra bit of black that we added on her, under her eye, the black in her hair, a little bit in her eyebrows, I think that was enough to do it. And then the Cannonball flower, I hope when we finish it will be quite vivid and deep. So I think it'll be good. Yes, I think it will be good. So I hope you enjoyed this little color along with the polys. If you want more tutorials, color alongs with polys, let me know in the in the comments. And I'm probably also going to start mixing my pencils, which is the way that I normally would do it in I don't want to say in real life, but when actually coloring, I never color with all of one brand of pencil. So I think now I'm going to go ahead and start just mixing my pencils. And if I have the ability to give you the coordinating color, I will, but I can't promise anything. I'll try. Alrighty, so that's done. I'm just fiddling now and wasting time. So thank you so much for hanging out with me. I hope you enjoyed yourself. I know I did. And if this is the first time viewing my channel, please check out some of my other videos. Give them a thumbs up if you like them, and maybe hit that subscribe button. That would be awesome. All right, my friends, I will see you on the next one where we'll do the Cannonball flowers. Take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and I will see you later. Bye.